Okay, so I'm back. This is a quick rundown of my cold steel collection, all but one knife that's in my truck that I just don't want to go get. My last video on the Spyderco collection got cut off. I ended talking about the Paramilitary 2, and it is my favorite folder out of everything. It's just so easy to open and close. It's just phenomenal. All the reviews online do it justice. I mean, it's worth the money. They make them in all kind of different handles and styles, whatever. I like the Dixie camo. Anyway, this one I picked up at a little knife shop. This is the Spyderco Grasshopper. It's a slip it. In other words, it doesn't lock. I mean, it locks somewhat, but you can push it in here and it can close like that. It just doesn't have a lock, like a liner lock or any other kind of back lock on it, compression lock or any of those. It's just real simple. Thought it was pretty cool, and it's got a good lanyard size hole, and I keep it on my keychain. So that's my sixth Spyderco. All right, so the cold steels. Start with these. This is my favorite fixed blade. This is, I actually cut the end of my thumb off with this one last year, almost to the thumbnail. It does lock in a Secure-X sheath. This is the Kobun Tanto, or Tanto, however you want to say it, wherever you're from. And it's just a Japanese style blade, Americanized, because I collect swords too, and this is not quite your traditional Tanto. Anyhow, I forgot this, I think this is a Kraton grip. It's kind of rubbery. It's got a really nice grip though. I can see over time where it may get loose, but I mean, it's been superb. And for just general, it's supposed to be a boot knife. Anyhow, it's really light, and the spine is really thick. You've got about 4 millimeter thick, maybe 5 on that, which is really thick for a cheaper $35 knife. And it locks in the sheath really well. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I do my own little paracord on some of them. Okay, so this is really economy. The other one is the Tanto like this. This is the cold steel Bowie Outdoorsman Light. It's a Bowie style blade. It's a modified Bowie. It's a little different. This jimping on the top really serves not much purpose. It's not very grippy. It's the same Kraton G handles. It's you know, you can, I mean, it gives a good grip overall. I actually stabbed a snapping turtle straight through the shell with this when I was fishing and caught one this past summer. Anyway, that'll only run you in the low 20s, and it's got the Tanto version that matches it. Same knife, just Tanto, like the Kobun. It's just a little longer. All right, these are some of my favorites for like cleaning fish and stuff like that. This is the Cold Steel Pendleton Light. It runs about 15, 16 bucks. It's actually the Pendleton Light Hunter. They make a Pendleton Hunter, which is a lot more expensive. It's made of VG1 steel. I don't care about the steel in these cheap knives, as long as it's not 420J. This is 4116 Krupp, and it is awesome to sharpen. This takes on a better edge than AUS 8A. Some may argue with me, but I have a lot of experience sharpening just because I am a knife fanatic. And so that's that. And then there's 4 of them like that are all like 10 to 16 bucks. This is the another really good one. It's the Roach Belly. They say that this style knife has gone back dated to the 1600s. I'm not sure about that. I didn't really research it in an encyclopedia or anything. I guess you can wiki it. Anyhow, it's 4116 Krupp stainless. The handles are a little slick, but it doesn't bother me in the least. It's not like I'm trying to survive with them. All right, so those are 4 out of my 5 fixed blades. Now for the folders. This is the most ugly design for a lock that I've ever seen. But it's strong, it's powerful. This is a stainless handle, 4116 Krupp. Again, they use a cheaper German steel, but it is razor sharp. I actually chipped the tip on here, stabbing into some wood. So it's probably not as strong as some of those other, well, I know it's not as strong as some of those other steels, but how to close it, you got to pull this joker out. And I mean, you got to give it some oomph behind it. And it's just kind of a liability there, but it fits slim in your pocket. It's really slim and smooth to pull out. You can pull on these pocket clips. People have complained about the cold steel pocket clips. Man, just slip a screwdriver under it or just pull on it like that and get it loose. See how you can see just slightly a little bit of of gap there, and it fits in your pocket, and it doesn't matter, which this doesn't matter because it's got a slick handle. This is the Voyager series. You got to give these a little bit of wrist action, but not much to open. This is the Aus8A. This is the large clip point Cold Steel Voyager. Same thing with the pocket clip. People on the Voyagers have complained the most on the Voyagers because of this handle design. I forgot exactly what it is. I cannot believe. But I'm not like nut and fancy. I don't have a big list of things to review. This is off the top of my head. I just wanted to make a video for some of my friends out there that know I collect knives. Anyway, this is a darn good folder. And it sharpens well, but not as good as the HCR13 MOV that Spyderco uses in their Chinese production. By the way, all of the Cold Steel are produced in Taiwan, to my knowledge. And they, again, have great quality control in their knives. I've not received anything that I had to send back or even think about. This is the Recon 1 Tonto. This has awesome G10. This G10 gives the Spyderco USA made G10 a run for its money. Some say that it's too rough. I think it's perfect. I like it better than the Spyderco G10. The grip is phenomenal. This here is supposed to be some jimping on the handle. This absolutely serves no purpose whatsoever, but the thumb does rest well in it. And, you know, it's painted Teflon or whatever they call the coating on here. It's not baked on. It scratches easy. I haven't used this knife much, and you can probably see a little bit of the scratches, but it's still a great knife, and to me it's worth the money by far. So there's that one. And you get this beast monster here, one of my first Cold Steel, the Cold Steel Spartan. I'm sure you've seen it. It's uber popular online. It's heavy, yeah. It's wide, yeah. I mean, you can see it compared to a finger. It's about a finger width. Not a little more. It's about a finger width towards here for me, and I have medium-sized hands. Anyway, you know, 4.5-inch handle. I actually chipped the tip on this because of the Cold Steel test that they run online. I had to stab some wood, and of course the Aus8A chipped too. Now I ground this back to a pretty sharp edge, but I mean a pretty sharp point, but not to where it could have been. Anyway, it's a softer steel. You got to sharpen it more often, but hey, I don't really carry this one. It's just something I just wanted. You can open it, but you really got to flick it with the wrist. And that's having the pivot screw tightened just enough to where it'll open easy and still have no blade play whatsoever. All right. And then this is the Voyager, another Voyager. This is a beast. This is probably my favorite non-carried knife. Just because it's so long. I mean, you got like 6.5 inches, or 7 inches maybe, of handle. I don't have the specs in front of me, and nor do I care. It's just a little big for the pocket. To compare it to the Voyager clip point, the large versus, let's get these in there. The large versus the extra large. Yeah, this one may be a tad bit thicker, and you know, it's longer. It's got a bigger blade, and this is the clip point, which is way more carryable at the large. They make a medium-sized version too. I'm sure you all know that. This opens quite easily. You flick the wrist barely. It's got the Tanto design on it, and the thing I like about the Tanto design over the other two designs, the clip point and the Vaquero that come in the Voyager series, medium, large, and extra large, is because the spine. That point does not taper until you get to the point. I mean, the blade does not taper off, you know, 2/3 of the way down the knife toward the point. So you get a very firm and strong knife for stabbing. Crack. All right, so anyway, and as you can see on this Cold Steel Voyager, there it is. It tapers. Actually, that tapers about halfway down the blade, if I had to guess. So, you know, it's just not as much stability if you care about that. Anyway, that's my Cold Steel collection, and some of my Spydercos in my other video. God bless.